Hey guys, welcome back. Jordan here at the Nutty Gnome Homestead. Today I'm going to show you guys how to take care of a common problem that you have out here called webworms. Now, I'm sure most of you guys have seen these before. You go driving down a road, country road, it doesn't matter where it's at. Usually along the edge of the road in the trees, you will see these giant webs. They look like big spider webs hanging on the edge of trees. You'll see them a lot on pecan trees, walnut trees. Occasionally, you'll see them in the hickories. Persimmons are notorious for having them. A lot of fruit trees will have them. Webworms often are misidentified as tent worms or bagworms. Those are two different kinds of worms. We do have some of those around here. Tent worms typically show up in the spring of the year. Bagworms you typically find on your conifers, especially red cedars and whatnot. If I ever come across one, I'll show you guys a picture. Here we have the textbook webworm web. They are going to encase a branch on usually the periphery of the tree. They're going to encapsulate the entire end of the branch, and those worms are going to eat those leaves until there's nothing left except just a skeleton of the leaf. And once they outgrow their web, they're going to encapsulate another part, and then they're going to keep growing and growing. Now, typically, webworms don't do too much damage to the tree. It's going to look more cosmetic than anything. When you have a crop like apple trees or pecans, like what I have here behind me, if it happens too many years in a row, it can affect the next year's crop. Right now, what's happening is I've got a couple of these webworms show up in our pecan trees. They're going to eat these leaves. They're going to limit how much carbohydrates and sugars that the tree is going to be putting down into the roots for winter. And we want to eliminate that. If it was out in the woods, on the edge of the wood line or whatnot, I probably wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm going to tell you guys a couple different ways to take care of these webworms today. So I'm going to get you guys in close and I'm going to show you how we get this done. So here we have a textbook web of the common webworm. This is actually the caterpillar stage of a moth that we have here in southern Illinois. You get these all across zone 6 and 7. They are pretty prolific, especially in late summer, early fall, September, October, even into early November around here. It's still kind of warm sometimes. What they're going to do is they're going to hatch out these larvae. The caterpillars are going to work on eating all of the leaves. Now, here in southern Illinois, it's not uncommon for us to get 2 or 3 generations of the webworms in a single season. So, a couple of things you guys can do to eliminate these. First and foremost, if you want to, just get your pair of pruners, come back here, and just prune off the branch. Now, I don't want to do this on this particular tree for a couple of reasons. One, I finally got it to the point to where I like the form of this pecan tree, and two, it should start producing pecans within the next year or so. So we are going to use a chemical called BT. It works against a lot of different caterpillars. It is organic. It is safe. Usually only lasts for about 3 to 5 days, depending on your weather, if it rains, so on and so forth. So if you get a heavy rain after you apply it, you're probably going to have to apply it again. Now, you can use something a little more aggressive. Any kind of spinosad will work on this. Any kind of spinosad will work on this. The BT, like I suggested, this is the one that I use. I'll leave a link to this down below. This is mixed at 2 teaspoons per gallon is our mix rate for this. Works very well. Only lasts a couple of days. It's broken down by the sun, so if you don't finish your gallon sprayer, keep it out of the sun for a couple of days and then try to get it used up. One thing we are going to try to do first is those webs, even though they look like a spider web, they're actually very resilient. You're going to break those open a little bit. If you don't want to use chemicals, you can just break this open, and other predators such as wasps and birds can take care of the caterpillars for you. I want to break this open so I can get some of this BT in there and make sure that I get those caterpillars eliminated. So I'm going to do this with a stick real quick. Now I'm just going to take a stick and I'm just going to break into this web a little bit. You guys can see there's quite a few caterpillars in there. I'm going to get this other one over here. Get the leaf out of the way. If I can reach it. Just break a hole in it. That's all you need. The birds and the wasps can get in there then. Then you have your little Shrek cotton candy stick when you're all done. So we're going to get this sprayed now. So we're just going to get this sprayed. We tore a hole in there. Like I said, be mindful of, and you can see the worms are dropping. This stuff works pretty quick, this BT. I'm going to get this other one too. And like I said, they're typically only out on the periphery of your trees, pecan trees, walnuts, so on and so forth. You can get over here and spray on this side because I pushed that stick all the way through. I want to make sure I get it on both sides. And that's all there is to taking care of that. I'm going to take a stick and I'm going to just tear a hole in this to where I can get that BT in there. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to spray it. Make sure your sprayer is charged. You want to make sure you get in that hole where you can get all those worms, those caterpillars. Now, like I said, there is something like 80 or 90 tree species that these webworms will attack. Fruit trees, nut trees. Most people just let them go, but we want pecans in the next year or so. So we go ahead and take care of them. All right, guys, it really is that simple. This is how we take care of our webworms that we have here on the farm. They're usually not that big of a problem. If you don't want to affect them, just let them run their course. It's not really going to damage your tree too much. It's just aesthetically unpleasing to see them. They do kind of make the tree look sickly, even though it's not. Now, if you have a problem with them year after year after year, they can weaken the tree over time. But be sure to break up the web a little bit. Like I said, you get this nice little Shrek stick of cotton candy when you're done. Use a rake, use a stick. Just open up the web. Let Mother Nature take its course, whether it's the wasp or the birds will go in there and take care of them. We got chickens. We'll knock some of these down. I'll cut them out of our persimmon trees and feed them to the chickens. The chickens will eat the caterpillars out of them. If you want to do something a little less intrusive, prune the branch, dip the whole branch in a bucket of soapy water. Take care of the issue. It breaks the life cycle. Or if you want to use chemicals, like I said, BT is organic. It's safe. We do like it. It is something that we do use here on the farm because we do grow everything organically. We do like the BT because I know it's not going to hurt anybody. But guys, if you guys have any questions or comments about getting rid of bagworms, army worms, tent worms, whatever you guys want to call them, they're technically webworms here in Southern Illinois. Hit us up, leave a message down below, or contact us over on Nutty Gnome Homestead. I'm going to leave a link below to that BT that we use. It works well. Take care of these guys. So until next time, get your trees healthy again. They'll produce better for you. Get out and enjoy this beautiful fall weather. Y'all stay safe.